Yes.
We're live.
We are live. Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome. Kevin is on his way. So, Kevin's mom, Mama Lee, and Sister Lee, if you guys are looking for Kevin. Kevin actually suggested today's topic, and we got all prepared, and now he's not here. Kevin's not here, and it's his topic that we're going to be talking about today. But
we're gonna wait for him.
Yes, we'll absolutely wait for Kevin because I'm not sure if he's driving home from a gig or not sure what's going on with him. But I hope he's safe, Kevin. We hope you're safe. And once you get home, you can jump on. So today's topic we're going to talk about. There's some flash mobs of black kids running into stores and just taking stuff. So that was Kevin. So we're going to talk about that, and it just seems to be moving across the country. I think they said Walmart is closing some of its stores because it said Walmart says they're losing too much money to these flash mobs of black kids. But Tiffany pointed out it can be all black kids. I'm sure that, but of course, all the videos that we see are black kids. There were like 50 black kids ran into a store and grabbed some stuff. Well, they said they were black because they were wearing masks. So anyway, we know how that goes, that they'll try to blame us regardless. Here's Kevin.
Oh, I was about to send him a message.
Okay.
What's up?
You just dragged you a bit, not too much, just a bit.
Damn. You mean Mr. Start on time call y'all drag me?
No, we almost, because I was over there texting about to say, you know what, he about to make me take my earrings off.
Damn.
Because we're talking about your topic and you're not here, the topic you suggested, and you're not.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Y'all need to tell me that before I start running my pie hole.
You like running your pie hole. That's how you make your money.
Almost said a few things. I didn't know nobody was listening. What's up, everybody watching?
Yeah, we are live.
All right, so yes, glad to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the flash mob kids. We're also going to give some love to Coco Gauff. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Coco Gauff, Gauff, who won the is that Wimbledon or that's the that's not Wilmington. Wilmington is in England. She won the tennis open, I guess that's what it's called. But she's black and she won. And that's all I need. That's enough for me.
Anything we touch turns to gold.
Yes. She's black and she won. And they a couple of white girls that she played, they tried all kind of stuff.
Yes.
They tried to slow the game down. They tried
tennis Karens.
Yes. But she won. She persevered and she won. So
congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Some love. And we always have interesting videos to show about what's going on in the world with the blackity black people. Tiffany, can you give us your little?
This is fair use purposes, educational purposes. We do not own the rights to any of this content. Thank you. Like and subscribe and share. Leave a comment.
All right. So first, we're going to start off with Coco Gauff. Give her flowers and, show her the love. And then we're going to get into it as we always do on Sundays.
Let's do it.
I'm your dreams come
I love how we celebrate.
I thought she was gonna come right out into a shout, straight into a Holy Ghost. Woo! She was. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes. and her father. I mean, there's this thing about black fathers not being around, but all the people I know, you know what I mean? There's always a father. So I don't know. I'm not sure what this statistic is. Larry Elder, our favorite guy, 70% of black families don't have a father in the house. I don't know where he's getting his statistics from, but
we do have a high level of a lot of the fathers not being in the house. But also sometimes some of them fathers don't really need to be because they are unhealthy.
That is
Well,
true.
not being in the house don't mean you're not taking care of your kids either.
Right. You could be out of the house also.
Yeah, you can be remarried or just single or whatever. You still can be taking care of your kid. You don't have to be
Yes, you
living
can.
with your baby's mama, as they say, right? Yeah.
If you have a functioning relationship, you have to know how to co-parent. Some of these parents don't know how to co-parent. So what do? They turn their back and wait until they turn 18 and it's too late and everybody's mad as hell and they doing flash mob robberies. Okay, sorry.
Shake it like a flow, shake it like a flow, shake it like a flow, poppin' till you percolate. First booty on duty, no time to wait. Make it work with your wet t-shirt. You got.
They hate when we party and celebrate. We be like, eh.
That was Coco Gauff and her mom.
You've just seen the dreams of an 8-year-old girl, been playing tennis for a couple of years, dedicating her life to the sport of tennis. She's living that dream.
That's her father, Corey. Mother, Candy. They're having a group hug, and all of them are crying. She has her family there, her aunt. Now going to her coaches. What a moment.
I'm so fucking proud of you. You did a great job. So proud.
19 years old.
Her first major title. She has been in the championship match in Paris at the French Championship.
You know what I love about her, though, is her humility. She's humble. She's got her feet on the ground. A lot of that credit goes to Corey and Candy.
And she's going to be...
Hard
All
work
right.
and determination.
Absolutely. All right, here we go.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the black therapy show. You be in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, Kevin, Colin, Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. No, it's called Kevin and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah, what's up,
go.
everybody? Thank you for checking with us again on another Sunday. Thank you so. You know what? I see there's lots of people I can see watching, but only like one person, like Nicole Coates always checks in. What's up, Nicole?
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, sister.
Nobody else says anything. I guess they don't want us to
Well,
know
y'all need to give us a shout out, say that y'all
know,
there,
right?
so we
Yeah,
can know that y'all there.
who's watching.
Our show is like porn. They don't want you to know you're watching. We're discreetly watching the Black Therapy Show.
Yeah, because we got people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and well, no, Twitter. It's what's it, X or whatever that is.
Twitter is the new X. They always trying to steal the I am Malcolm X.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so today our main topic. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of the flash mobs of kids just taking over stores and taking whatever they want. Jewelry stores. They did Target. They're doing it to Walmart. Walmart is saying that they lost like $1 million at one particular store, and they're about to shut it down. Target's talking about shutting down stores.
Nordstrom's taking a big hit also.
Yeah.
Stores like Nordstrom's and Macy's.
And all the videos we see, it seems to be black kids. That's what I've seen. But Tiffany pointed out to me a lot of them were wearing masks and stuff, so we're not sure.
It's not only black kids. It's white children
It
too.
is black ass kids. They badass black kids. Let's keep it
Oh,
real.
stop. Oh, stop. It's a
I haven't
mixture
seen
of
no
all
white
of
kids.
them.
I'm not saying they're not, Tiffany. I'm just teasing you. But
Oh, okay. It's
all the
teenage, and the thing is, they're teenagers.
90%. Well, they're badass teenagers. 90% of the videos I've seen has been basically black teenagers and young black people in their 20s, I guess, smashing and grabbing stuff, And yeah, some of them are wearing masks, ski masks,
Fully
things like that. 'Cause they
masks.
don't want their face to be caught on camera so they can get busted. That's why they're wearing masks, but they're not wearing gloves. So you can see their black ass hands.
Oh no, I saw one with gloves, the one that was in LA at some mall. It was like 35 of them. All of them they was fully masked, fully hooded. You couldn't even see their back. So we don't know if these young people are perpetrating the fraud to make it look like it's us. And you know how long this been going on? This ain't just happened. Flash robbery been going on for the past 12, 13 years.
I mean, is this any different from the organized crime?
The riots, I was going to bring it up, Carl. I think with the George Floyd riots, yes, there were white people disguising themselves to start some of these store fires and break-ins, stuff like that. And a lot of people were caught, And I know there's a guy that's selling elaborate black people suits. Have you seen these things? It's actually masks that you put on. You can look like an African American.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that stuff is going on. But I'm going to keep it real. These flash mobs are mostly young black teenagers and young black people in their 20s and early 20s that are doing this. I've watched so many videos over the last few weeks on TikTok and YouTube just because I wanted to talk about this on the show because it's disturbing, and it's a trend. And we're trendy people. Everything we do, is trend. We love trends, and this is a trend right now for young black people to organize this. I don't know how to organize it. That's what I haven't figured out yet because they're not getting on the internet to organize it.
No,
because if they were, they would get busted, right?
Yeah, the FBI feel like it's more organized, with their little gangs and stuff. And they also feel that it's not enough police around to stop it. Also, they have a policy because they're trying to protect their employees that if people come in there and do these robberies, they do not want their employees to lose their life, because a few people have lost their life because they tried to stop somebody from robbing something.
Right.
You know, these are all high-end stores. We got to remember that's getting robbed. Why are these young people feeling like they need to rob these high-end stores?
Let me show exactly so people can see what we're talking about.
A mob of 14 robbers just looted Macy's while I walked shopping for undies.
All right, that was one. I got another one. Hold on.
I see it.
Brazen daytime flash mob robbery inside a busy Los Angeles mall has left shoppers stunned. Sheer chaos as up to 50 thieves swarmed and then ransacked the purse section of a Nordstrom's department store. Police say the group used bear spray against security staff before taking off with up to $100,000 worth of goods.
There's no doubt that this is organized. Some of it involves gang members. Some of it involves people that are what you would identify as professional retail thieves.
All right, so let me show what this guy has to say about it.
We've all seen the images. Flash mobs of thieves openly ransacking stores and brazen smash and grab retail thefts recorded on video. Last week, a group of 50 people stole $100,000 worth of luxury items from the Nordstrom store. And this week, Dick's Sporting Goods reported a 23% drop in quarterly profit and blamed what it called elevated inventory shrink. Meanwhile, Target reported it expected to lose $500 million this year from organized retail theft or shrink. The CEO of Walmart claims his company might have to close stores and raise prices because of retail theft. Ah, there's the rub. You see, there's three groups that benefit from this smash and grab hype. First, the retailers who can use the hype to justify raising prices. Second, the police who are always eager to prove their necessity when there's fear of a new crime spree. And third, the media who love shocking and sensational video. For the retailers, the term shrink not only refers to shoplifting, but also includes inventory that is damaged, lost, or stolen by employees. The National Retail Federation admits that external retail crime only accounts for 37% of shrink losses. That means that 2/3 of the losses have nothing to do with those dramatic smash and grab scenes. In fact, the CFO of Walgreens admitted this year that the hype about retail theft was overblown. For the police here in Southern California, overall crime rates in LA are down from last year. And a recent surge in smash and grab robberies makes up little of the overall problem of retail thefts, according to the LA Times. But there's two additional factors that contribute to the way this story is told: politics and race. The smash and grab stories help promote an image of rampant crime in places that Republicans like to call Democrat cities. And videos of black people committing crimes allow conservatives to pathologize blackness and link it to criminality. But most black people don't commit crimes and actually have lower odds of shoplifting than whites, according to government research. Now, don't get me wrong. Plenty of black people do commit crimes, just like plenty of white people do. But when black people do it, we bear a burden of representation that unfairly associates individual actors with an entire race of people. That's why we get profiled in stories. When white people commit crime, they're usually not held out as examples to demonize an entire race. That's why the most famous thieves in American history are celebrated as heroes in some circles. Jesse James, Bonnie and Clyde, John Dillinger, Willie Sutton, Pretty Boy Floyd, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, D.B. Cooper, and Patty Hearst were all white. And that's not including the thieves who stole this land from the indigenous people. So when we talk about retail theft, let's be mindful of how these videos can be used by some as an excuse to lock up more black people in jail.
Tiffany, I'll let you go first.
It's a lot. It's a lot. We don't, first of all, keep people's stuff in their stores. People, young people. Stop stealing people's stuff. If y'all out there stealing, know that you're going to get your behind locked up and you're going to go to jail, okay? I'm thinking that they're not doing it one by one. You see how they going as a whole bunch because they can't just attack all of them at the same time because they know that they don't have no security. They're like that. Also, they also know that they're not going to stop them. That's another thing. And the stores get insurance back for this. So my thing is, I don't know if they need to upgrade their security, better. Parents teach your children to stop stealing. Because like I said, a lot of them is stealing it and they selling it. They said they reselling it back online to make the money off of it. So we don't know if these children is broke, got no money, and this is the only way they feel like they can do it. It's so many different reasons why they doing it, but it's wrong. Stop stealing people's stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I don't. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care what your situation is. You should never steal. And the reason I just recanted what I was going to say, because I had a friend that he was in college. He was going to college, but he had a job, but it wasn't paying a lot. And he couldn't really work a full-time job because he was going to college full-time. And he used to go to a certain supermarket and steal like cold cuts and crackers. And he said he did that for years because he can't get a full-time job because he's in college, so he didn't have enough money. The only thing he said I could do was but he got out of college, he got a really good job, was making bazillion dollars, and he was shopped nowhere else but that supermarket because he said that supermarket fed him when he was in college. Was it right what he did? If he had got caught, some people would have said no because you shouldn't steal, but you never know.
He had to eat by any means necessary.
Yeah, that's a different situation, Colin. We're going to survive if we have to, and that means shoplifting a can of sardines so you can put some food in your belly. Then that's what you're going to do. And these folks, on the other hand, stealing luxury handbags and jewelry and stuff just to resell on the streets, or just to say they have some $400 tennis shoes or something like that. It's just, I don't know how many of these people have jobs too, that are doing these smash grabs. Are these regular people? These are people that like go to work every day, to a 9 to 5 and live a normal life, and then they get a phone call, hey, we're gonna hit Macy's on Sunday. We don't know who these people are, so they're blaming it on gangs, as the guy said. But how do they know that? Because they don't know who's doing it. So how you gonna blame it on gangs? Right? You automatically gonna say it's gang related when you haven't even caught enough people involved in this to even know if it's gang related. So that's just they're reaching. He made a lot of great points on his video. And I've seen that video a couple of times. I watched it and he made some good points, but I think somewhere down the line we have to stop making excuses. We know white kids steal. That's like saying Kevin got caught playing hooky, but hey, y'all didn't catch my brother. He got away. You know what I'm saying? He was playing hooky the same day. Like, we can't say, okay, yeah, white people steal too. We know white people steal. White people kill. White people kill and steal more than we do, probably. But my point is, we got to take responsibility for our people doing stupid shit. And right now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are young African American people doing this. Most of it, probably 90% of this, and 99% of it, I'm going to say, I believe. And I think that, like Tiff said, some of it's parenting. It's bad parenting, I guess, lead to all crimes for young people, I guess, because parents aren't in the home taking care of the kids, I guess. But, I think we live in a society that people don't want to work for stuff. People don't want to work 2 jobs. People don't want to work 3 jobs. People don't want to go out and hustle and earn money to get stuff they want. They just want it instantly. We're in the microwave society. You see a pair of Jordans that cost $500, you want those Jordans right away. You don't want to go work a job, save your money, and get the freaking Jordans. You want them instantly because that's the society we live in. So you go out and you do this type of stuff, to attain this stuff. Because most people stealing that stuff probably ain't reselling it. I You know, because then that's how you get busted anyway when you resell stuff that you stole, right?
Yeah.
Because the
But
FBI is
all
on
the
it.
time.
as a black person, when you see black people doing stuff, do you feel it more than if it's any other? Do you? I do. Like, even though it's not me, I still feel a certain way, you know. But like when I see those videos with those black kids, you know, you still feel like, I don't know, like somehow those are my people. There, you know what I mean? I feel a connection.
You know, Carl, I read an article a few years ago, and I don't know if it's still the statistics are still the same, but the number one shoplifter in America is middle-aged white women.
Yes.
And yeah, so a middle-aged white woman is the number one shoplifter in the country. I read this article a few years ago. So they'll walk into a department store, and the security camera is not going to follow Becky, you know, the 40-something-year-old woman who walks into a department store, into Macy's. Security guard is going to follow Carl Yard or Kevin Lee or
Me.
or you, Tiff, or some young black guy that's walking into the store in some jeans with jeans sagging. Is the security camera is going to follow him? Meanwhile, the white lady from the suburbs is the one that's stealing. Now, there was an article that proved that, you know, because they get arrested. So yeah, I mean, that's the number one shoplifter. This was a couple of years ago. I read this article. Number one shoplifters in America are middle-aged white women. So you don't see that on the news, though. That's not going to make the news.
No.
But this makes the news because it's so bold. You know, it's so bold to do that. Like they have 200 people run into a store at one time, all at one time, just smashing stuff and grabbing really expensive items. That's just crazy. I mean, just to see the videos, it's shocking and it's scary because it's like, and it is our people doing it, you know. Like I think when you see our people, when you say you feel a connection, Carl, I think you want us to do better as a society. You know, you don't want to see us at that stoop to that level. You know, it's like when somebody gets shot. Oh, we hear on the news there's been a mass shooting at a school or something like that. There's a mass shooting at a shopping center and CNN's reporting it. First thing all of us do, man, hope he ain't black.
Hope he ain't black. Yeah,
you know,
I get it.
or a cop got shot in Brooklyn the other night. Oh, hope it ain't black. Oh my God. You know, so we don't want that bad press on our people. We don't want to see that back. We already know that a mass shooting happened, you know, like when I grew up, most serial killers weren't black, right? Most serial killers were white men, you know. So the first time we had like serial killers that were black that made big press, it was the DC snipers. And Carl, were you living in the United States when the DC sniper thing went on?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, man. So I was living, my family and I actually lived in that area. We're from PG County. We're in that area where most of those shootings happen and stuff. So yeah, we actually lived that whole situation in real time because we were there. My mom was going to the grocery store. I was going to the gas. I mean, we were scared to death to do anything.
Yeah, because we didn't know who it was, and then we found out it was a West Indian guy sexually abusing a boy.
Yeah, but everybody thought it was white people because black people are known for doing stuff like that. We just, you know, and the police thought it was white people. They weren't even looking for brothers.
He was a non-FBA anyway because he wasn't American. So
yeah, but we're just not. So even the police thought it was white people behind this. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't want to see. And then when we all found out it was black people, we're like, oh God, because we don't have a reputation of being serial killers and stuff like that. And there have been black serial killers, but most of the serial killers and most of mass shooting people are white males or white people, right? I mean, so. And that's just the way throughout history it's been. But so we see this crimes with black people doing this, and we know the news is going to show it over and over again. And we know the white people out there go, yeah, look at them. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know, and that's what you probably feeling, Carl. But
that's what I think everybody feel like that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But they don't make that announcement that white women are the number one shoplifters in America. You don't see that on CNN, you know.
No, they're not going to say that. And we all, you know, anytime if I see the news or see any of my people doing something they don't supposed to do, I'm mad as hell. Like, why? We already got enough on us. Why are you doing this? But then when I was seeing, I'm going to be honest with you, I had to overlook that. I can't attach myself to certain things we cannot control. When I saw these young people doing it and they robbing these high-end stores. I mean, like I said, this has been going on for a long time. It's just that every few years it gets popped up. Because I just saw an interview 12 years ago with Robin Roberts, and she talked about these smash and grabs 12 years ago. So it's just resurfacing. I think what they're doing is, remember, they're seeing the internet and they want to start it over again. And the holidays is coming. So they're doing that too, and they're selling it. They're making money off of it. So my thing is, again, because I know people that got locked up for shoplifting. It's not cute. I ain't gonna mention no names. I had to go and bail somebody out. You understand? Because her and her homegirls wanted to go shoplifting. You understand? In a Commonwealth city, and they locked their black asses up. And you know what? The ones that bought her there left her there. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, a lot of them is being influenced to do it. They getting gassed up to do it, but they don't understand. They catch y'all getting locked up.
But excuse me, but don't black people know when they walk into a store they're being watched? I literally, when I walk into a store, I know they're watching me.
Yeah, me too.
I know. I mean, I walk around shopping knowing I'm being watched. I know. And I think I told Kevin, like we talk about in the wintertime when it's cold and you walk into a store, even though your hands are cold, I take my hands out of my jacket pocket. I do not, because I don't want them to think I took something and stuck it, because I don't want to be embarrassed.
Right.
So even though my hands are freezing, I would love to keep them in my pocket to keep them warm, to thaw out. I keep my hands where they can see them, because I know I am being watched. I know they watch black people more than anybody else.
These
so I wouldn't even think of stealing anything.
We scared. I know I'm scared to steal, and Florence to kill me. You understand what I'm saying? But remember, these are young people. They're fearless. They don't care. They're going to see how it's going to go. And they don't think about it until they're behind bars, or the cops is kicking their ass, or they're being shot by these cops. And what happened? They're a t-shirt now, or rest in peace to Pookie that was stealing in them white people stores. So my thing is, again, we keep stressing them, leave them people stuff alone. Leave them people, and then they got insurance, so they're going to get money off that stuff anyway. They're going to get their money right back.
Yeah, but but it does look real. I mean,
it looks horrible
like you said,
on
top of everything else we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Now we have to deal with this too.
It looks horrible on us, but like I said, we're not the only one doing it. We're not the only one doing it. Yes, we're doing it, but we're not the only one doing it. And it's horrible that periodly we don't supposed to be stealing. Don't steal nothing.
We don't control the media, so of course the media is going to put
up
pictures.
So they're going to put up what they want to put up. I saw a young black boy. He had a whole bag full of sneakers, and his face was seen. And they was like, put the bag down. He walking like he was in some type of zone. And I wouldn't be surprised if half these kids is on drugs too. Remember, half of them is drinking, drugging. Because what would make, like you said, what would make you even play yourself to go in these stores and they got cameras on you. They're watching you. They're seeing everything that you're doing. But if you want to get locked up, that's on you. All I know, my nephews, y'all better not touch a goddamn thing in them people's stores.
It's just like the riots when riots happen. I think, I don't even know if I should use this word, low-income people. Like I said, we don't know who's doing this, but low-income people take advantage of opportunities, right? Like I
got low income. You trying to tell me I don't take advantage of opportunity?
No, I'm saying low-income people, when a riot happened, for example, riots are going on, right? And people are looting, as they say, right? So you can run into Foot Locker and run out with 6 pair of expensive sneakers, and you got those sneakers because you're now taking advantage of a situation. Like, you might be upset. I don't think you upset that George Floyd was murdered by this cop, right? But the only thing you're thinking about is everybody's going into Foot Locker and getting some free sneakers. I'm going to go get some too, because I really can't afford 6 boxes of expensive sneakers, I don't even know how they have time to look at this. When they do this, how they look at the shoe size. You know, like when you're looting, you go, oh, 13s, and just grab them and run. You know, like so.
They're
But
not thinking about that.
I just think that's what they're doing, Colin Tip. I think people are taking advantage. People who can't afford things, who can't afford a $600. I don't even know. I was shocked to find out that pocketbooks cost that much money. Patricia and I was just talking that purses cost that much money.
Are
like
you
I don't.
crazy? Purses
Well,
is damn near
I'm sorry, Tip. I don't have a
$10,000.
collection of purse around my house. I stopped carrying purse when I was 18. You know, what I'm just saying. Like I don't have purse, right? But when I found out that people buy $10,000 and $7,000 and $5,000 purses, I was like, that's ridiculous to pay that much for a bag. Because somebody just bought a bag that cost like $7,000. Some celebrity.
It's called a Birkin. The Birkin
Oprah
bag.
looking at $20,000 bags when they wouldn't let her in the stores? Or they...
Well, she has the money to put in it, but the fact that you spend that much money.
You just said it. You just said it. You got
but the fact
have
you
the
had
money.
that, I can't even comprehend that though. Yeah. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. Here's like a shout out to Bob Barker, who passed away last week, right? Bob Barker lived to be 99 years old.
99.
The Price is Right. I grew up when The Price is Right. Bob Barker died. You know, this man left half his fortune, I think almost $70 million of his money to animals, to animal shelters.
Thank you, because I'll be needing that money.
I'm just saying, as they say, if you read the Bible, what is the quote? It's easier for a camel to go through a needle than a rich man to get into heaven, right? And that's why all these poor kids in Los Angeles, where Bob Barker lived most of his life and made millions of dollars on TV, all these poor people in Los Angeles, veterans, you know, who are homeless veterans in LA and homeless kids in LA and black and white and Hispanic, all these people living on the streets in LA. This fool left $70 million to animal shelters, and I'm all for animals being taken care of. And
he could have did half.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, you know, we gotta do better as human beings to take care of other human beings, because you can have a passion. I understand him and his partner had a lifelong passion of taking care of animals, but $70 million to animal shelters when there's homeless and starving kids and veterans on the streets of America, especially Los Angeles, where he was born. I mean, when I was born, where he lived, you know, most of his life. He should be ashamed of himself. I was very pissed off when I heard that. You know, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know that America treats animals better than they treat actual people. You know, here in New York, they just last year, they gave the state of New York or New Jersey, one of the two, but they gave them $5 million to study why whales are washing up on the beach. Like 3 whales washed up in 6 months. So they got to know what's killing these whales. So they gave them $5 million to try to figure out who gives a fuck why whales. Who cares? I mean, $5 million to try to figure out why whales are they're washing up because they're dead. Let's move on. Chop chop.
No doubt.
Now we feel like that, but also they're sending money to other countries, and we're over here still going through something. Yeah. You understand? We need, like you said, we need help with homelessness. We need help with mental health. Nobody want to deal with the mental health still, you know. So, and I think that's what's going on with these young kids. Something is going on that they think that it's okay to run up in these daggone stores and think that they're going to put a stop to this.
But like I said to you earlier, Tiffany, the same way they can sit down with serial murderers and ask them and question them and try to figure out what's going on. Like they sat down with Ted Bundy, right? They sat down with Jeffrey Dahmer. They sat down with I forgot his name, but there was a guy that worked for the mob, and his job was to kill people for the mob. He killed lots of people.
I know you're talking about the Iceman.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great documentary, The Iceman Murders.
That is a great documentary.
Yeah. You know, they sat with him. somebody needs to sit the same thing with these kids. Like, what is driving you to just go into a store and think it's okay for you to take stuff? Like, there's something behind it.
I'm
It's
tell
wrong.
you know what it is? Okay, my opinion, caller, on that, and I'm no scientist or psychiatrist, but I think it's the internet again. I'm gonna blame it on the internet. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has Instagram. You stroll through Instagram. What do you see? What do you see on TikTok? You see wealth. You see people with fancy cars, beautiful women, jewelry. The rap game is responsible for a lot of this. I mean, rappers, or a lot of these rappers you see on these videos, a lot of them don't even own this stuff. I'm gonna rent these Ferraris for these video shoots. So they got to return them after the video shoot because they don't really own the cars. Some of them, you know. So you got these, you know, the rap videos that glorify this luxury life. And then you got Instagram and TikTok and all these different forms, especially IG. I mean, there's nothing but wealth on Instagram. People living large, and if you don't have, you see that, and you're like, well, how can I get that? I can't get that working at Burger King. If I had two jobs, I work at the mall, and then I work at Burger King, and then I go from there and drive Amazon, whatever the case. You still can't afford that luxury car and those gold chains and those expensive $10,000 bags. You can work 3 jobs in America and still can't afford to live like the people you see on Instagram every day living. So until we figure out how to, so I think that the internet is giving these young people, they're seeing, but they can't have.
Right,
And
and
they don't know how to
robbing
get it.
and stealing to get it.
They don't know how to get it other than taking it, because you can't get it through a job. And now you can't even sell weed anymore. You used to sell weed, but now that's legal. So you really can't
They
I
sell
mean,
weed on the corner, right up the block from me, right on the corner.
but are weed guys making big money now like they used to? I don't smoke.
No, because they
Okay,
selling it on the corner there. Like they got
that's what I'm
Zaya, they
saying.
got stores.
They got
You
stores, so
understand what
weed
I'm
guys aren't
saying?
even making big bank anymore, right?
I
Right.
don't listen. I don't know, but I know that I'm not smoking no weed from the corner store.
Okay, I got you. But my
You
point,
know,
I'm
you
just
can't
saying.
trust everything. But let me tell you something. When my godson made his transition, and he was young, he was like 17, 18 years old. And we went to his funeral. Do you know those young people had coats in there over $1,000?
Wow.
$500, $600, and I'm like, what is going on with these? Because my mother asked me, she said, what is those little circles, on the what you call it? And I went to go look it up. I think it's monkey brass or something.
Oh yeah.
Whatever
I know
it is.
that. I know that brand. I see that brand in some stores before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
with
it's
the monkey on it.
actually
Yeah.
a representation of men's testicles. But the kids is wearing these coats
Right.
with these balls hanging off of it, and the coat is damn near $500 to $1,000. And I'm like, where are they getting these coats from? Because I know my mother wasn't buying no $500 coat or $1,000 coat. She's not buying $500 sneakers. So my thing is, these young people, they have ways of getting their luxury. But I'm telling y'all now, we love y'all, but don't get your ass locked up, because they got a record of everything. If you notice now, they got a record of everything we do. Our Metro cards, our Cash App cards, our ATM cards, everything is connected. Our phones, everything we do is connected, and that's what they wanted. And y'all just, they're dumb criminals. Poor little dumb criminals.
Yeah, as we were talking, Tiff, I was listening to you, but yeah, I was strolling through Instagram at the same time, and it's so funny, what I'm seeing on here proves my point. It's just like we gotta get this. You gotta get
Yeah,
this.
what they saying in the chat, Carl?
Yeah, so G Car says, how do they hide the stolen goods from their parents when they go home? Or do the parents not care? Like, how do
right?
Are the parents just, maybe some of the parents like, hey, can I get one of those?
Oh,
And,
they're digging in the bag too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they feel like it's a expensive store. They get insurance. They don't care about us anyway. Steal from them. You
Well,
understand?
a lot of parents probably don't know that these coats, like if your son walks in the house with a $1,000 jacket on, you don't necessarily know it's $1,000 jacket. But we're not, like me personally, I'm not up to date on like fashion stuff, like hip hop fashion, for example. Like I'm not gonna. You can walk past with $1,000 a jacket on with the monkey faces on it. I don't know that jacket costs $1,000 because I don't dress like that. I
Moose
don't wear that
knuckles. I
stuff.
think it's moose knuckles or something.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I don't wear that stuff, right? So I don't even know the price of those jackets. I'm not up to date on hip hop fashion, like what's hot in that world. So if your children walk in the house, yeah, if you got a gold watch on, you know, like, where you get that gold watch from? Like, oh, my boy gave it to me. Yeah, then you know something going on, right? But then again, the gold watch could be fake, you know. It don't necessarily have to be a real diamond earring or real gold watch because people wear knockoffs. Black people wear knockoff stuff all the time, so you don't necessarily know if something's 100% real.
I'm
Matter of
not
fact, I just saw a guy just got killed for wearing a fake Rolex. A brother was shot and killed wearing a fake Rolex not too long ago. The person wanted to rob him for a Rolex. It wasn't even a real Rolex, you know. And I used to wear fake Rolex. My brother used to pimp those things out on the streets, man. He used to get fake Rolex in the wholesale stores and sell them on the streets and stuff. So, you know, and I had one of those things. It looked like a real Rolex. It's just not. It's fake. But yeah. But I don't understand how people spend that much money on a watch anyway. I wouldn't. That's crazy.
And half of these luxury brands didn't even want us in their clothes or their products.
True.
You know, my thing is parents need to be more aware. Something is going on in the home that these parents do not care what is happening or what their children are doing. I'm gonna be honest, my mother checked my bags when we came in and when we left out. You understand? And we was young then. And she always said, do not bring anything that don't belong here and don't steal anything. I remember my sister tried to take a teddy bear one time. My mother dragged our ass right back in there and made us get that teddy bear right back. Like, what is wrong with y'all? I didn't raise that, you understand? Because she came from a long line of thieves. So she did not play that thievery stuff. Let me tell you something. My father, when my uncles and them, they was on drugs. So on my mother's side. So my father, when they used to come over, my father starts hiding stuff. He's grabbing stuff. I'm like, Daddy, what you doing? He said, nail down everything. Your mother's family's coming. I said, what are you talking about? He said, they like to steal. They steal stuff. Girl, hide the shit. And I didn't understand it. You know, so my thing is I'm not into stealing. And when I saw that happening, I'm like, these young people are so stupid. They're going to wind up getting their ass. You understand what I'm saying? But then I heard they got a policy that they can't stop them because people have lost their life trying to protect a rich man's products. Because I'm not protecting your stuff. I don't care about your stuff.
Yeah, let me show this video with this guy stealing and the employees are just watching him.
Hopefully it pays your rent, bro.
Was he white? I didn't see him.
I couldn't tell. I was kind of looking, but I couldn't
and
tell.
He was very, he didn't care. He just
took a whole
rack
of, that's a whole rack of cell phones he just took.
And you know what? If somebody is that bold to do that,
you
let him go. Because obviously if you try to stop him, you're gonna have to use your kung fu styles on him, because that guy is ready to fight or shoot you or stab you. You let him go. You don't die for nobody else's property.
I'm not dying for nobody's property. Period.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna switch gears here a bit. Another video, Tiff. You know I know how you love my surprise video.
Here we go with your mystery videos. You want my head to be popping?
Nah, this brother dropped some knowledge. So
I like your glasses, by the way, Tiff.
Thank you.
Both of y'all got glasses on tonight. I don't have my glasses on. I feel like I'm not part of this routine right now. They gotta let me know this stuff.
Scientifically, there is a synergism of subtle little things that mess up black ability to see itself right. Just think about as children, Tooth Fairy. Think, look, little white girl. The rainbow shows up. We don't tell the child that the rainbow is the product of the sun that's 93 million miles away, sending a ray of light at 186,000 miles per second, and it begins to penetrate one of the droplets of water that is in the cloud that was formed by the earth, having its water pulled by the moon and gathering 6 miles above civilization. So whenever the 58 facets of light began to shine through the raindrop, it begins to reflect through the raindrop and produce something called a rainbow. We see a rainbow, say, you know, it's a leprechaun, a little white boy. So Tooth Fairy, little white girl. Leprechaun, don't forget about Santa Claus. So the programming, how do you fall in love? Cupid, a little naked little white baby with some chicken wings on the back, shooting you with your arrow to make you fall in love. These are little play stories that have a real effect on our mind. Because the child now thinks love comes from white people. Money comes from white people. Gold comes from white people. All the gifts are going to come from them. Then you go and you read everything that the adjective black is attached to is always negative. Everything the adjective white is attached to is always positive. You look it up in the dictionary right now, the word black has 120 negative names attached to it. But look up white. 34, all of them positive. Little white lie. See that? Bad guys wear black. Funeral, black. But wedding, you wear white. Angel food cake, chocolate icing. White cake, white icing. Devil food cake, chocolate cake, chocolate icing. Bad luck, behind the 8 ball. 8 ball, the black ball, last ball to go in on the table. You knock it in too early, you lose. What knocks all the other balls in? It's the white ball. It's the cue ball. It's bigger, heavier than all the other balls. It puts every other color ball in its place. See, these are subliminal programs. So by the time you get finished with folklore, language, and then multiply that by all the images of the messengers, the warners, the disciples, are all been painted white, then we've been fed self-hatred. So it makes it hard for us to believe in ourselves. So I challenge every black man, woman, and child to start reading about people that look like you, that accomplished great feats in the past. Because what happens is you activate your spiritual peripheral vision. See, physical peripheral vision says, I'm looking at you, but I can see my brothers on both sides. I'm looking at you, but I can see the light here and I can see the TV over there. So spiritual peripheral vision means that the minute that I start looking at someone that accomplished great feats in the past, I began to say to myself, if they can do it, so can I. So that will help us to do it. And then, of course, taking the spiritual concept is the highest thing. You're not just the founder of Timbuktu, the builder of the Nile Valley civilization. You're not just the one that established the city of Atlantis. You're not just the one that built the pyramids. You are the fathers and mothers of all art, science, and civilization. We are the original people of the planet. Everything and everyone came from us. So once you accept that as your own personal self-concept, that I'm not just an inventor or a conqueror, but I am a God, then your self-worth will stay high. And if your brother is your other self, he's a God too. So I'm going to look out for him the same way I will look out for God. And I'm going to look out for myself the same way I'm going to look out for God. I'm going to expect from myself what I expect from God. And when you operate like that, there's nothing you can't be, do, or have. You can be as powerful as you want to be, do whatever you want to do, and have whatever you want to have if you see your self-image through scriptural lenses instead of non-scriptural concepts.
If we can live by those words, what a wonderful world we'd be living in.
Yeah, he deals with programming, and he's absolutely right. We are so programmed, whitewashed, Luckily, thank God, I had a mother that really, she kept the tradition, but she was very honest with us. My niece got mad at me because I told my nephew Santa Claus wasn't real. He was mad as hell. And I told him, I said, listen, ain't no white man coming in this house, and I'm not gonna be nervous. Okay, we don't have a chimney. He's coming in this house with red. That's a problem. He was like, "Did is Santa Claus?" So I was like, we are the Santa Claus. We are the ones that buy all your gifts and hide them and wrap them. I tell my nephews at a certain age, I did tell them because I didn't want them to get wrapped up in that fairy tale. We have to let them know we are the Santa Claus, we are the fairies, we are the rainbow, we are everything.
I found out there was no Santa Claus because my mom and stepdad showed up on the 26th with some gifts. We had the little Huffy bikes. Remember the Huffy bikes, man? Me and my brother were happy as hell for those bikes, man. But they didn't show up to the 26th. I was living with my my aunt at the time, but my brother and I, and they showed up on the 26th with a truck full of gifts, man. We were happy as hell, but
you got your Kwanzaa gift.
So Landon Price from YouTube says, but it's the Fed crimes youth are playing with. So those are federal. If those kids get caught, that's a federal crime.
Yeah, they're gonna get in trouble. That's
the
why
federal crime still in handbags. Well, I guess I don't know how that's a federal crime still in jewelry and handbags.
No, I just think that's robbery on the first or second or third. This is just
Okay,
robbery. I don't know the degrees.
Because isn't that kind of like when the mob wouldn't go into the store and take stuff, but the mob goes to like the seaports. I mean,
there's a hijack. There's a hijack stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, if Amazon trucks were around during the mob days, we never was getting our packages.
Now that's a federal crime. If they take a whole Amazon truck, you gotta go.
Yeah,
so it's a federal crime because they got mad stuff on there. We don't know what's on those things, but they're just going in the store snatching items and racks. Because you saw one of them, he had a whole rack with him. He was dragging the rack with him. Where's you going with the rack?
To the back seat of that car.
That's why I sit back and I watch because they're not mine. They're not my children. And my thing is keep them people's stuff in their stores because they want y'all to get locked up. They make more money with y'all being locked up.
There's not a lot of that is true. That is true. And that's a whole other show on the prison industry. But that is true, Tiff. But but there haven't been a lot of arrests. No. That's what's weird about this is there's not a lot of arrests with these smash robberies. These people are getting away.
Because they can't touch them.
No, I don't know why they're getting away, but they're getting away. Now, and then the weird thing is now these CEOs are crying foul, but these CEOs are ripping off their employees anyway. The Walmart guy, they're paying not great money to these employees to begin with. You're already ripping people off. You're making billions of dollars, and you're not paying your employees that well. Now you're gonna try to raise the prices on some BS, because y'all not losing no damn money. Walmart ain't losing no money. Target ain't losing no money.
That was another thing.
None of these fools ain't losing no money. They're already in the front of financial security anyway, because you've been robbing and ripping people off for years.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to claim they're losing, you're losing some stuff, and you got insurance on most of this stuff. You hit a jewelry case, I'm sure most of this stuff has probably got some sort of insurance on it. I don't know about a pair of Levi jeans, but I'm just saying there's got to be insurance on some of this stuff that they're high-end stuff.
Stores insured.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
That's another reason why they're doing it too, because they know they're gonna get their money back. They know they can't touch them, and they don't care. They don't. It's like I said, they fearless right now. They're gonna think about because there ain't no old people like us. There ain't us in there trying to rob no store, snatch nothing, because we ain't gonna make it out.
I can't run.
Me either.
My feet hurt.
Okay, who is running and snatching stuff?
They're like, can y'all catch that guy with the fedora on over there?
Okay, twisted and no, we good. I don't want none of their stuff, especially those them high-end stores. I don't want none of their stuff. I'm not. You will never have to worry about me. I don't want to buy Gucci, Fendi, Prada. I don't buy none of that stuff. Why? Those pocketbooks and stuff and things are rent. You can pay your rent and your bills with those bags and stuff. And I don't. That's not my bracket. I think if you have the money like Oprah, she has money to buy $10,000 bags. That's change in her pocket. But for me, change in my pocket is $40, $50. Don't play with me. I'm not trying to steal nobody's stuff.
So let me ask a question. Why do a majority of Black people have expensive stuff but don't have like you ever drive through the hood and you see like Mercedes Benz and
in the
BMWs
projects? Yeah.
in the projects, and you see all these fancy cars in the project. You're like, wait a minute, you living in the projects in this building, and you got the $60,000 Benz out front and the Mercedes out front and all this stuff, and you're living in the projects, and so and why is that?
We're not educated.
We showed a video with Dr. Umar kind of explain that. Go ahead, Tiffany. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not educated. How can you say financially literate? We wear our wealth, and we don't even have no wealth. We don't even have no wealth. We wear our wealth, and it's very disappointing to me. I told you, Dame Dash said his richest friends, that are millionaires and billionaires, got worn out Air Force Ones. They don't care about all of those things. You understand? Their luxury is owning businesses and what is the next business or the next piece of property they want or they need. We don't think like that. We're thinking right on that moment, that time. Look at these young brothers. They sit over there holding money to their head like a phone, but y'all don't have security. You understand? Get some security. Get proper people to work on your team. You can use this money to promote your music, but nobody is talking to them like that because they don't want to talk to nobody.
And if you can hold all your money in one hand, you don't have a lot of money. You
right.
All your money in one.
They're mixed up.
Yeah.
And my thing, if you want to play a rich white man, do it right, because they don't wear their wealth like that. How they wear their wealth is how big their building is.
I saw a picture on Instagram, the rapper Soulja Boy, and he had that tip. He had a stack of like hundreds. He must have some big ass hands because he had a stack of hundreds holding up to his head like that. And it was probably all hundreds. Soulja Boy got cash, though. He got money.
Yeah.
And he's standing in front of one of his Lamborghinis while he was doing it. But that's like that goes back to that's the problem, though, because you see cats like Soulja Boy on Instagram holding that stack of hundreds to his face, and he's posing in front of a blue Lamborghini that he made as a rap artist, and he's in front of his mansion, so he owns a home too.
And Carl, that's a big black building.
But when everybody else see that, though, they were like, "Man, I want that stack, and I want that Lamborghini, and I want how did Soulja Boy get that? Well, he worked for it actually, but
he's the one that opened up the doors on YouTube for the musical. He was the first one to go viral on YouTube.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I didn't know how important he was in especially on social media. Like, he opened up doors like for a lot of them. So we give him that shout out. But I don't know what's going on with him. If he is something ain't right with him or something. I'll be praying for these. To
answer Kevin's question as to why I think black people, Kevin is. You know what's funny is not only here in America. It's the same thing. You go to the Caribbean, in Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica. It's the same thing. The same. You think it's unique, the black, but it's same thing in the Caribbean.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, same thing. You got black people there. They live in an old house. I mean, there's no winter in the Caribbean, so the houses, you can live in a house with a partial roof and still. And I'm literally telling people live in a house where they have a roof on the living room and then no roof, but they got a nice car. You know what I mean? They got it's just crazy. But
no roof. It's funny.
No roof. There's no
raining. It's raining. Let me go sit in my car so I can.
But I think it's because from slavery days, we've been told we're nothing, and this is the only way for them to prove I'm something.
Well, we've always been fashionable people. I mean, that's just part of our history. Like, you go back to Africa, Go back to Africa. We wore the gold chains and all that stuff back in Africa, and the gold and all that stuff. I just think we're very fashionable people. We like fashion.
Mhm.
I was watching a documentary on Little Richard that CNN did this nice documentary on him, and it aired last week, and I watched it. You know, and that guy was a trailblazer who opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people. You know, and he was ripped off by everybody. I'm bringing this up because I talk about his fashion. He's really big into, you know, fashion trends and stuff like that. But he was ripped off by Jerry Lee Lewis, and all the white people, Pat Boone, all of them were doing his music and selling millions of dollars doing his music while he was like he's still performing, like he's Little Richard, right? They're still in his style and still in his music. And the Beatles, everybody copied that dude for the Beatles. Everybody ripped off Little Richard, man. I wanted to bring that up because I was just shocked on how many white people ripped this dude off, man. Stole his
Ripped us
style.
off in general.
In general, man. I mean, they just went. This dude was amazing. I mean, the doors he opened.
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, that was actually Great Balls of Fire was
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis, who's another cat who stole Little Richard's style.
That
they
was his
just,
saying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ripped that dude off like it was no tomorrow, man. And but yeah, that was a great documentary that they showed on him last week on CNN. Very eye opening.
Speaking about that, you remember when Red Fox had the #1 show in the country?
Yes.
It was, and he was the biggest star at, what was it, NBC? He was you would have thought that Red Fox had it made, right?
Right.
Right. All right. So here's Red Fox talking about his days with the #1 show.
He wants a dressing room. He wants a window in the rehearsal studio. It's good enough for Bob Hope. He didn't demand a window. Red Fox did.
Well, maybe Bob doesn't have claustrophobia, but I gotta have freedom from my eyeballs, you know, because that controls what my body feels, you know. They got facilities there to build stages where a guy can walk down out the moon. Then they certainly can make me a window. It's not asking too much as a star of a network. I mean, just because I'm a star of a network, a #1 show. Is that asking too much when they give other people organs and automobiles and have their homes wired? I never got into that.
Why not?
I'd like to figure it out. I hate to say it because I'm Spanish.
Red, do you really think it's that? Do you really think it's because you're black that they treated you differently?
I don't know of any other reason. I mean, you saw all this stuff, you know, even though Bob didn't want a window, he had quite a few other things that he received, you know.
And so you feel that if you'd done the same thing, they would have treated you differently and treated you like a star, but because you were black, they could take advantage?
I think so, because I got married to my lovely wife here, who is my wife. We were legally married, and the president of the network sent me 2 bottles of booze, and I don't even drink. 2 bottles of booze. I mean, is that a great wedding present for the star of a network? And you think, how should I feel? I just have to express it because it must be something. I'd like to find out if it isn't prejudice, then what is it that makes a man that belittle you that small to send 2 bottles of booze to your home for your wedding gift? And I've made millions for the networks and for Tandem or whoever it is.
You don't think it's just that they send 2 bottles of booze to everybody who gets married?
No way that they sent 2 bottles of booze to Johnny Carson or to anyone else that got married, because I'll have someone check and I can get you to exactly what they received as compared to me. And I bet you I was low on the totem pole. That was like a kick in the face to me. I never did a special at NBC. Never one special. Like Damon and I both could have had a special together or whatever. You know, like a network won't even nominate me for an Emmy.
You think that's because you're black?
Hey, I wasn't nominated, was I?
Well, yeah, but there are white people who weren't nominated.
All right, then.
You know, Johnny Carson went years without being nominated.
Yeah, I'm talking about #1 show at a network. #1 show should be nominated if it's, why are they #1?
Unbelievable. Well, not unbelievable, very believable. But was that Barbara Walters?
Yeah.
Yes,
why was she? And she knows she's a smart woman. She knows exactly what the hell he's saying is true, but she's trying to rebuke it. You know, it's like this bullshit. You know, he's telling the truth. You know why he's being treated that way. Yeah, you know. I mean, that pissed me off just now, because she could have took that in the right direction and said she could have just been on his side and agree with him and say, look, I know this is true, Mr. Fox, but she decided to play dumb.
Right.
She is the slave master's wife. She cannot go against them or their industry or what they do. She has to make it feel like, are you for real? I don't think, you sure? Do you think it because you're black?
Dude, I wanted to drag her out of the fucking screen.
Yeah, listen, Barbara Walters always been messy for years, but she's also a pioneer. She opened up doors for women reporters and journalists.
The guy had the #1 show at NBC, right? He made them millions, like he said, and you're gonna send him 2 bottles of booze, 2 bottles
Should
of
have sent him
alcohol.
a luxury car because you can afford it. Yeah, they should have sent him a car. They sent him booze. He said he don't even drink too. Isn't that interesting?
They sent him booze and probably sent them because he was, doing his little thing, getting high and stuff. So they like artists like that they can be able to control. I think Red Fox could have went so much further, but he already knew the system. He already knew what he was dealing with and what he was going through. They had to go according to plan to keep that money in their pocket. So, I'm glad that they have videos like this so we can be able to hear their side.
Yes. And he had a great
hear
career.
what they had to go through of people of color in this industry.
And it's still happening.
And still happening.
On all levels. It's still happening on all levels, So, yeah, that's very, thanks for showing that, Carl. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was
I
deep.
love Red Fox,
and that was
too.
sad. It was sad to watch because you can see the hurt in his voice, The guy, very talented and done a lot in the industry, very successful. But even when you're successful, you still there's a speaking of Red Fox, there's a story, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, and Richard Pryor were in Eddie Murphy's office at, I think, Paramount Studios in Los Angeles. And they were filming the movie that they all did together. I just watched that movie. What was it?
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. They're filming Harlem Nights. And they're in Eddie's office and they're talking like about the white man. They were sitting there and they were talking about the white man, all of them. Arsenio Hall, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, talking about the white man. And I think was Richard Pryor was like, why are we whispering? They were whispering. Those guys with that much power and that much talent and that much money in that room, they were talking about the white man ain't shit, but they were whispering.
And they still could get it. They can get shut down. They can
That's why they were whispering.
Disappear.
That's why they were whispering. Because Pryor was like, why are we whispering? All that power and they still whispering. That just goes to show you how powerful the system is. Don't have, Eddie at that time was the biggest star in the world,
He's still a black man in a white world.
Yeah, and Richard Pryor's a legend, and Fox is a legend, and and Richard Pryor put, Eddie had put Richard Fox in that movie because he was having some financial problems, and so he looked out for him, and that's one of the things I found. One of the things Richard Little Richard documentary didn't cover was Little Richard was broke later on in his life, and when Michael Jackson got the Beatles catalog, he outbid Paul McCartney for that Beatles catalog. Michael Jackson gave Little Richard his musical rights back, which made him an instant millionaire. So black people and people like Michael Jackson don't get credit for the things he did because he gave back the rights to several artists from that era, gave them their rights back, their musical rights back, and it made them all instant millionaires again because most of those guys were broke, Bo Diddley, Fats Domino, and those guys, they were still alive, but they were struggling or just living.
He found out the industry. Remember, him and Prince was fighting against their record labels because they was fighting for their names, fighting for their rights. They signed deals and didn't read those red fine print or them little fine prints. And that's another thing. Please read the fine print or have somebody read the fine print to you. You don't want to sign your ass to the devil.
Michael Jackson getting that Beatles catalog was the beginning of the downfall of MJ. Trust me. And Prince went through the same thing, and now I'm hearing riffles that Whitney Houston went through the same thing. So there's something to it, where smoke is fire, right? So
Yeah, where's always there. They
yeah,
said
so
that Michael took M&M's. He bought M&M's word that was allegedly. All this stuff be alleged. But they said that he wound up taking his catalog because he dissed him in his album. Eminem dissed him. So he wound up buying his catalog. And every time his music played, he had to pay Michael. They had to pay
yeah,
Michael his catalog.
Michael was
So
a
that was
shrewd
word on the
businessman.
street. That's how gangster Michael was.
He was very gangster. He was a shrewd businessman, and like I said, he outbid it. He went under Paul McCartney and took his catalog, the Beatles
Yeah, they was
catalog,
mad as hell
worth
over that, I
billions of
heard.
dollars, and Michael got it because he's a shrewd businessman and he wasn't playing around. And yeah, it might have cost him his life, allegedly, but yeah.
And being threatened and stuff, but he did his time. We salute you, Michael.
No doubt. Michael Jackson, the man.
But like you, Kevin, I saw that Red Fox video. And this is the reason why I do this show. Because I want people to see that they're not alone. Because I don't care if you work at Walmart, if you work in an office, if you're in corporate America, you're a mason, you're a carpenter, you're a big entertainer, you're a singer, whatever. We all have to deal with the same bullshit. Because who would have thought that Red Fox was dealing with that shit?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think all of them dealt with a lot because I know the history of the entertainment industry.
The guy is giving you a #1 show. You're making $1 bazillion from just the advertising. Who is it? Louis Farrakhan said he was at a dinner with Muhammad Ali back in the day, and Muhammad Ali kept saying the same thing to him. No matter what, it's Farrakhan, you're still a nigga.
You're still a nigga. You're still a nigga.
Yeah,
you go through all of that, but you still in so bad because he actually Muhammad Ali, told his family that his biggest regret was turning his back on Malcolm X.
Yes. Yeah. I believe
That
it
was
too.
one of his, and he took care of the family after he died. So that's how he was able to get back. He helped Betty, financially. Allegedly, this is what they said and wrote, with the family and stuff like that. So you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And a lot of these things that's happening, y'all, all these kids doing these robberies, they living and learning. These stores is learning. Y'all got all these expensive stuff. These kids is coming for it and selling your stuff. And children, young people, keep these people's stuff in the store. And parents, check your children out. They building bombs and stealing shit. Like, we not paying attention.
Kids got a lab in the basement, a friggin' lab, and the parents don't even know there's a lab.
Like, what is going on? It's like they are that busy that you don't know. I think that you should have this connection with your children that if something is going on with them, or if they come in the house and they wearing something that you didn't buy or assisted them and they didn't have a job to buy it.
I used to, parents clean their kids' room? I used to go in my son's room literally at least a couple times a month and just look through all the drawers and clean up. I mean, of course I had it. Why is there pizza crust in your sock drawer?
Right.
The kids are sneaky, man. Teenagers are very sneaky.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a single parent. My daughter used to walk out the house in front of me in some jeans and a big giant T-shirt and go to school. And one day I had to go up to the school to see the counselor or something, go to the office, and I ran into my daughter, and she was dressed like a hooker. Like, you didn't go to the house with them booty shorts on and that low cut shirt.
Very smart.
Yeah, so she hid that stuff in her duffel bag or her book bag, got to the school and went in the girls' bathroom and put on a different hoochie mama outfit, right? Kids are smart. Kids do things. Parents don't know everything. My brother and I were some badass little kids. We did a lot of stuff behind my mom's back. My mom's a single parent. She had worked a couple of jobs, probably take care of us, right? So yeah, my brother and I, back in our day, we wanted a bicycle. We got our bicycle two ways. We used to build them. We'd find an old bicycle frame laying in the ditch, in the creek or something. We'll take it, and then we'll go to back in the day. We'll go to Kmart, and we had to get those pieces to put on the bike to build the bike. So we used to shoplift it, And my mom didn't know that. We show up and we got a bicycle now that's well made, got new tires and inner tubes and chain on it and all that stuff. We built it from scratch, but we didn't have the money to get things. So parents don't always know. My mom's watching the show, by the way. I'm gonna get my ass kicked later.
And she's gonna whoop your ass when you go and visit her.
Yeah, no sure. I'm just saying, parents don't always know.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age where parents are really busy working to make ends meet because we live in such an expensive world that these new parents are working. They're working long hours. They're not doing 8-hour shifts no more. It's 12-hour shifts now. Parents come home, they got to make dinner. They're tired. They got to get up the next morning at 5 a.m. They don't have time to keep their eye on the kids, like they used to do. And then the internet's,
We
raising
can't
these
use it
kids
as an
now.
excuse.
It's not an excuse, it's a reality, sister. I mean, it's a reality that a lot of single parent homes, and so you're a single parent, you got 4 kids, you can't keep an eye on all 4 of those kids.
No, you can't, but you can be able to. I don't know. Me being an auntie, my nephews and them say I be too much. I be watching and looking at everything. They're like, what are you doing? I'm looking at everything.
Right.
What's going on in here? What's
And
that? I never saw that before.
You think they're doing stuff and they're still doing stuff and getting away with it that you don't know about. Same
Probably
way you did stuff probably behind your mom's back she didn't know about, right?
Oh, no. Listen. When my nephew went to the city for the first time with his friends,
right.
I was up all night, okay?
Right.
Shaking. So I said, Mommy, did me and Nikki do this to you? She said, y'all did. And she's 100% right, because anytime we went out, my mother and father was still up.
Okay.
They will wait for us. So I actually felt that when my nephew went out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what we did to our family, to our parents, making them worry about us. It's a hard pill to have, but we have to know that our children have to be on their own. They have to learn on their own. If we give them the right survival skills, we just pray that they use those survival skills and don't get their ass in trouble, locked up, or dead, okay? We just pray.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. Thank you once again for watching another episode of the Black Therapy Show. Oh, before I go, I just have to get something personal, not really off my chest, but I had so this is what happened. So, I called an Uber Friday. I called for an Uber. The Uber, it says red Nissan Rogue, and it showed the person's name and showed a picture of the person. So I'm waiting for the Uber. I was at a store and time passed and I'm standing there and there's it says that the car has arrived. And I'm like, I don't see no red Nissan Rogue anywhere. So then I saw a black Honda Accord next to me. So I said, are you my Uber? And I said, my name. She go, yeah. I go, well, it said you were you're supposed to be in a Rogue. Like,
right.
She goes, yes, I have 2 vehicles, okay? With an attitude. I'm like, okay, but I mean, if I was a woman, I would not get in.
I wouldn't get in that car either.
But
you got in, Carl. You got in.
Yeah, I got in.
Good. I would have canceled it and be like, this is not the same car that y'all sent me.
But and she was a sister, and like maybe she's she borrowed somebody's car because she's trying to make some money.
That's what she should have said to you.
Yeah, absolutely. She should have been humble and said, hey, I'm sorry, my car broke down or whatever, and be humble about it. She gave me attitude because I said, you're supposed to have a Nissan Rogue. She goes, yes, I have 2 vehicles, okay?
Well, I hope you didn't give her 5 stars because I would have given that bitch a 1 star.
I did give her 5 stars.
You gave her 5 stars?
Yeah, because
you was too nice for me. I just
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she had some shit going on at home, and I just, all that shit was going through my head. You know, but then I thought about saying something to Uber because you can't be showing up in another car. I'm like, what if it was a, you know what I mean?
That's why you should have gave 1 star and it would have came up. Why do you want to give her 1 star? You could have been like, she was a rude driver. Because she was rude. You understand? And I bet you she'll learn from that. Sometimes we have to give people tough love. You are into customer service and making sure that we get where we need to get at safely. She shouldn't have been rude to you. She should have said, can you just please forgive me? I have this car. This is my second car. And I want to get you to your destination. That's it. You don't give me no attitude. I would have canceled right on the spot. Bang. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're absolutely right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
well, Carl, first of all, brother, you should be riding in your Lamborghini instead of taking Ubers. So you just stop fronting.
You know what, Cat?
Stop fronting.
Well, the Lambo.
Get your Benz out the garage.
The Lambo's in the shop. I couldn't take the Lambo.
Gotcha.
You know, but yeah, I hear you, Tiffany. You know, but I always, I don't know. I always figure that we have a lot of stuff going on. But like you said, she was just rude. She could have been humble about it. You can't show up in a different car, totally different car, and then give me shit, give me an attitude because I just said it. But you're supposed.
And you had the right to say it.
This is exactly what I said. It says there Nissan Rogue, red Nissan Rogue. And that's what it said. It says red Nissan Rogue. And you're in a black Honda Accord with 4 doors. Like
she should have sent you a message and told you that her car is not red, it's brown. And you know, because they can send you a message too.
Yeah. Because I did send her a message telling her where I was exactly. But yeah, I probably should have given her 1 star, you know what I mean? But like I said, I gave her a break because
yeah, she could have just been going through something. Everybody goes through stuff, man, and so yeah, you did the right thing, man. And you know what? The fact that you gave her 5 stars probably freaked her out because she probably go, I was an ass to that.
Now I know Tiffany's gonna take her earrings off for this one.
Uh-oh.
Not only did I give her 5 stars,
you gave her a tip.
Yes. Oh. I get whatever I think the ride was $11 and I gave her an $11 tip. So I doubled her.
You are ridiculous. Can I get a tip?
Hey, call me up, Carl. I'm gonna pick you up, man. I'm gonna pick you up in a luxury car, man, and give you a ride. Where you want to go, Carl? I got you, bro. Nice leather heated seats.
Yeah.
I got you, Carl. Come pick you up next time.
Well, Carl, can I borrow some money? Because I don't understand how you give her $11 tip and she was rude to you.
She was rude.
You like when women are rude to you. Does that make you hot? Because I wouldn't have gave her nothing.
Yeah. But like I said, I just figured she was a sister dealing with some stuff. And,
See, you should have, when you gave her the $11 tip, you should have gave it with a no.
I have been trying to figure out a way to send her a note because
oh no, you can't send her a note now. It's too late now. But when you sent the tip, or when you finish with the ride, it tells you if you want to send something to them. I would have sent her a letter. Next time, be nice because you wouldn't have got this tip with your attitude.
I was trying to figure out, but I didn't know you couldn't do it afterwards. No,
you can't.
You probably made her day, and she's probably gonna be nice to the next brother she pick up because of you.
She did. When I sent her the tip, she sent me back a thank you with an exclamation point.
Oh, see, she liked that. Thank you. After all of that,
Well, you showed. Sometimes you kill people with kindness. When people are rude to you, you kill them with kindness, and it puts a guilt on them, and then they'll know the next time not to be an ass for somebody because Carl did the right thing. Because Carl would have just said 1 star and send a note that you're a jerk or whatever like that, then she's gonna continue to be that person, and then she probably gonna be nice as hell to the next 50 riders she pick up.
I hope she
because of Carl's actions.
I hope she
You probably make her a better person, Carl, because you showed her, you killed her with kindness. She probably expected you not to do that. She probably thought you were going to not give her a good review or give her a tip or whatever. You know, sometimes, you know, it's like you go to a restaurant, you sit down and eat, and the waitress is giving you crappy service because they think you're not going to tip because you're black, because the last 10 black couples came in there, didn't tip them. So now they're taking that out on you. So they're not giving you A1 service because they go, black people don't tip. The last couple that was here didn't tip. So I'm not going to give this couple nice, you know, service because I'm afraid I'm not going to get a tip. That happens a lot to black people when they go to restaurants. You know, we're getting shitty service. Well, that's because the other 50 black people didn't tip when they came into the Red Lobster. You know, so now they think everybody's going to not tip, so they give you shitty service. I mean, it's a you know, domino effect.
And make sure you tip if your server did give you good service
Yeah,
and
no
was
doubt.
nice to you.
Black people
Tip
gotta
her.
start tipping, man.
You
Black people don't
understand?
tip.
Tip. Don't be stingy. Because my sister works for tip. She said, and people be in there and will not tip at all after you bust your ass, did everything you want them to do, and y'all can't tip. Y'all better tip because we work off our tips. Thank you.
Man, I go to comedy clubs to perform, and I hear the wait staff complaining all the time about black people don't tip. You know, I hear that from so many different wait staffs. You too, Carl? Yeah, it's crazy, man.
From the 80s and 90s, when I used to hear that.
Yeah, and I, you know, especially like if you go to a comedy club and there's an urban night, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes I do urban shows, like all urban
The
shows.
waiters and waitresses, they don't want to work urban night.
They don't want to work, yeah, because
They
it's
don't
all
make
urban
any
shows, all black show. They don't want to work because black people don't tip that well, you know, and
And that's why they don't get tipped, because y'all already got that negative energy coming up in there.
No.
No, Tiffany. This has been going on. Because I don't know if black people think that waiters and waitresses get a salary. Do they? You know what I mean? Like, do we think they get a salary? And
no, they get a salary, but a very low salary.
Right. They get minimum wage, like $2 or $3 an hour. And
yes,
because
they have to make money off their tips.
Right.
I think we're just not, black people just tight with their money, I think. And then they're not.
That too.
I don't know if they're just not trained from their, I think it's something that starts at childhood. You know, your parents train you to tip people, you know. So then,
yeah, you're right.
Then it goes into adulthood. And you teach your kids, so you know your kids to tip people, and so I think that's how it works. You know, I think
it should be taught.
It should be taught, yeah. And I think black parents never teach their kids to tip. You know, because probably their parents didn't teach them to tip, and then it's just a domino effect. But that's a lot of domino effect in the black community. You know, like we should all now teach our kids about taxes, you know, and stuff like that, and teach our kids about
literate,
credit. Yeah, I think if we start teaching our kids about credit and stuff like that, because the school system has failed, you know, because the school system should do that.
What you mean failed? They don't want to teach you that. They don't
you're
want to
right.
teach you.
You're right.
Because
they want you in debt. They want you in debt.
Right.
Yeah. Because if you know, I messed my credit up, you know, when I was a teenager. I walked into K Jewelers, you know, at 18 years old and walked out with a diamond gold watch or something like that, because they gave it to me, you know, and they put it on my arm, and I walk out the store going, "I'm supposed to pay for this?" I already got it on my arm. But I didn't know that if I didn't pay and pay on time,
literate.
It was going to mess up my credit, right?
Yeah.
So I had years of bad credit, you know, years of bad credit because K Jewelers was on my ass for 15 years, right? That watch, right? So, yeah, I think we got to teach our kids, get them when they're young and teach them about credit and teach them about, you know, stuff like that. Save their money and stuff. And then they'll grow up with that mindset, you know, because the school system don't teach you because they want you in debt. You're right, Tiffany. Because if you're in debt, they make
workers.
The banks make money. The banks make money off your debt, you know, and that's the truth, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next time I'll still do the same thing next time, because I just want to. I guess I kind of wanted to show her I'm not like you. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm having a bad day, but you know,
you did the right thing.
You did nice, Carl, with the hat. Nice hat.
Good luck with the rest of your day. Sandra Davis, hi there. Why is this happening? I guess she's talking about the smash and grab. Sandra, checking in on YouTube. She wants to. Why is it happening? Because bad parenting. Because but I think kids have bigger influence over other kids than parents do. You would say something to your kid, and they wouldn't listen to you. But then one of the friends would say the same thing, and then
they're easily to be influenced, and they think that when their parents or their guardians or their adults tell them, they're too hard on them. But as soon as their friend tell them or somebody else tell them, they like, oh, that's a good idea. But you looking like, I just told you that shit.
Yeah, Sandra
have to learn on their own.
Sandra Davis from YouTube says she thinks it's TikTok that's driving this. Is it the TikTok challenge? Is it TikTok challenge?
Again, this been going on for 12 years. It goes up and down, up and down. It's just that this past year has been crazy. Like they said the past, what 4 or 5 years, 117 smash and grabs has happened in Los Angeles. So it's I think it goes in spurts, and it's doing, remember you're about to be going into our holiday season soon.
Yeah. But I mean, it might have something to do with parenting because
you said it, bad parenting. You said
I know, I never did drugs. I've had lines of cocaine in front of me. I've had pot in front of me. I've had all kind of alcohol in front of me because I could see the disappointment in my dad and my mom's face.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. So when I was doing, when I was in the green room and other comics would put out lines of coke or whatever it is they were doing, and I would just, and they would, and I would, because I could feel how disappointed my mom.
You have a conscience,
and you get introduced to that stuff being an entertainer, Carl. Like you said, it all happens in the green rooms and in the backstage areas and stuff like that. When you're stand-up comic, especially, I remember Marshall Warfield talks about being around Richard Pryor, and she wanted to be in his presence, so Pryor gave her cocaine, and then she ended up a coke addict most of her adult life when she blew millions of dollars that she made on TV on coke, on snorting coke, and all that sort of. She had to go to rehab and all that sort of stuff.
She didn't have to follow him.
Sometimes, well, you want to be with Richard Pryor, Richard Pryor at that time is Richard Pryor. He's the king. Yeah. So you say you don't have to do it. You can say no, like Carl said no. I said no. One of my first road gigs, I'm working with this legendary comic named Uncle Dirty, and he was one of those guys. He was a New York legend or whatever. And I remember standing in a motel. When he staying in his motel, he invited me out to his hotel room, and he offered me coke, and same thing. I said no. But back in those days, I was really big into martial arts. Bruce Lee was my so-called idol. I wanted to be like Bruce Lee. I knew Bruce Lee was, he died at the age of 32 for some mysterious reason. He also was a health fanatic, So I wouldn't put anything bad in my body, because my hero was a health nut. It was a health nut, So yeah. So I never done drugs. Like Carl, I've never done drugs. I never smoked. I never drank.
Yeah, I never did drugs.
Chip, you getting high as soon as the show over.
Tim couldn't even say that with a straight face.
First of all, I don't do coke, crack, or dope. Okay.
Oh, well, we didn't say that.
I don't do fentanyl. I don't do pills. I don't do Robitussin. Okay, I do Bob Marley, natural herb. Okay, y'all should have saw y'all laughing at me like, what?
Me and Carl aren't doing natural Bob Marley. Look at me and Carl. We're in our 80s. Look how good we look. We ain't doing nothing of the sort.
And look, nobody would have known until you sat there and gave me the look. Both of y'all really think y'all slick. But it's all good. It's safe. It's in my house, and I don't bother nobody. Get out of here. Beat it.
That's good.
Whatever works.
Do your thing, sister. Whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it smells either. Does it still smell?
All right. It don't smell like it used to either. They got all this loud now. It smell you as soon as you walk past somebody, you getting high. You're like, damn.
See, they're trying to keep your mind occupied.
Well, listen, ain't nobody on weed going over there to try to rob and steal to get another bag. I know I'm not. Sure.
I sent a video to our chat room. I think it was Brother Rizzo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Rizzo.
Rizzo?
Yeah, he's deep, man. They keep banning him off the internet because they don't want people to hear. They don't want his message out. And they put a video up, they take it down. He on
Yeah,
TikTok
he's
under
very smart.
he's on TikTok under alias names right now because they keep banning him off of all these channels. But he talks about marijuana and what it's doing to the black community. You got to see that tape, and I believe every word he said.
You know what? All right, Carl, end the show because
Yeah.
he's about to get
All
the
right,
earrings
Tiffany,
off.
what have you learned or want to share with our audience today?
Keep those people stuff in their stores. Don't get your ass locked up for no luxury brands that don't love your ass. Okay. Shout out to the young lady. What's her name again? The new tennis champ.
Coco Gauff.
Coco, go Coco. I'm very proud of you. I know your family's very proud of you. And I hope that young people look at you and say, you know what, hard work and determination can make me successful. So I definitely want to give a tutu for her. And also I want to give a shout out to my sister friend Tisha Thomas and her family. They lost their queen mother last Monday on Labor Day. Shout out to Miss
May she rest in
Pinky.
peace.
Yes, Miss Pinky Primrose Thomas. We want to say rest in peace to her. She was a beautiful Jamaican woman. She was sweet, sophisticated, and dignified. And I'm definitely her funeral's tomorrow. I'm going to be there with my friends to support her to send her home properly. We have to appreciate our loved ones. Hug and kiss them up, rub them up, hug them because they could be here today and gone tomorrow. And we don't want to have no regrets and say we didn't give them their flowers. So definitely shout out to my family, my Jamaican family. I love you. And please make sure y'all like and subscribe and share our content, okay?
All right. Kevin, anything you want to share or that you learned today on the show?
Yeah, I learned that marijuana now smells like pineapples. and
You
cucumbers.
better say pineapple.
No, I learned that what did I learn today? I learned a lot today, but one of the things I learned is that one thing I learned today. I'm sorry, Tiff. I'm just picking on you.
I know,
I
baby.
love you, Tiff. I love you. No, it was a great show. Everybody brought up wonderful topics, and it was a great show. And
we learned Red Fox was in misery while doing that.
Well, we're gonna do more research on that because I think all black entertainers. Well, we know.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't
We
think
know
he's the
all
only
black
one. There's a
entertainers
few of them.
from that era had to go through a Red Fox. It wasn't just Red Fox. They all went through it. We already know the history of Eartha Kitt and people like that who had to leave America and go to Europe because of her
just to
political
get
stance.
recognition.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot. So we'll do a show on that coming up on all these black entertainers from back in the day and what they went through. I think that'd be a good show for everybody to watch. So, but I appreciate everybody watching the show. I know my family's watching, and I appreciate y'all watching.
Hi,
And
Mama
mama's
Lee.
watching. Yeah, my sister's watching. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Sister.
But yeah, so it was a great show. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see y'all next Sunday.
All right, 7 p.m. So Sandra Davis is a new subscriber to our show.
Hi, Sandra. Welcome.
Is this a new chat show? Yes, Sandra, it is relatively new, and we hope you come back, and we hope you tell your friends, family. Hope you subscribe, get other people to subscribe, because the show is called the Black Therapy Show because we're not actual therapists, but we do know that talking about stuff definitely helps. So every Sunday,
we hood therapists now. Bootleg therapists now.
Yeah, we hood therapists. So every Sunday we talk about stuff that affects the Black community, and we try to have solutions and try to help the Black community in any way we can. There's no negativity towards the Black community. We only try to help. We don't have anyone on here saying I don't need a man. We don't have Black men saying I don't need a woman. We don't have them. There's no bitches and hoes on this show. There's none of that. We don't care about Steve Harvey and his wife Margaret, however. And
we don't got no WAP up here.
Yeah. None of that stuff. Only positive. And like I said, we truly hoping to make a difference. Try to to put
Come
a.
on, man. We sneak some scandal talk in every once in a while.
Have we gossip?
No, we haven't really, man.
Not yet. No.
I'm gonna start, damn it.
That's not our thing, but
No, it's not my
I
thing.
guarantee it'll get us about 10,000 new subscribers in a week if we did start.
That is
Yeah,
true.
we probably would, but
Yeah.
we want healthy subscribers.
Yeah, yeah. We want quality, not quantity. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra, for joining us today. We hope you come back next Sunday. And if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, drop it in the comments. Or what's our email, Tiffany?
The Black Therapy Show at gmail.com.
The Black Therapy Show at gmail.com, and send us a topic, and we would happily research it and happily, speak about it. Absolutely.
Yes, and welcome and thank y'all all for coming in and chiming in. We really appreciate you all.
Yes. So thank you to Donna Hager. Kevin, Donna's son is having a fundraiser, and there's a website that if you go to, you can buy some stuff to support her son. You know how that is, because I remember the days when I had to buy all my son's candy because he didn't sell it.
I did see it. Tell Donna I did see it. I'm going to go on to it.
Okay.
Can you text it to me?
Yeah, it's on our page. The Call Kevin and Tiff.
It's on that page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. How is your son?
I grabbed. Her son's fine. He's just selling stuff for his school.
Oh, selling stuff for school?
Yeah, like little trinkets, cookies, and all of that stuff. I'm really looking for a Girl Scout girl. Where y'all at? Okay,
is it weed? Is it weed lace cookies? Because those will be big.
You know what? That's where we going the next time we go to dinner. We going to a fused place where it's weed in the food. We're going. And you're gonna have some weed food since you want to pop all that crap. I want to see how y'all act.
I'd rather eat that big ass fish that Carl had with the head and eyes on it.
That wasn't.
Don't Americans prepare fish with the head on it?
No, we don't eat brains and eyes.
No,
man.
we don't do all that head stuff.
We don't.
Oh my God, you don't.
We don't even like them chicken foots coming out the water.
I had an American friend of mine buy me a fish, right?
God.
And she told him cut the head off.
And you was mad as hell.
I was pissed.
Look, you look like you eat the eyeballs and suck out the teeth.
That's what we do. We crack the skull open, suck out the brain, eat the eyeball.
You know what? That's too much. Just like y'all do them chicken bones. Y'all know how they break them chicken bones down.
No, see, my grandmother ate chicken feet. If you think about chicken feet, they got to be the most disgusting thing ever because chickens, all they do is walk in their feces nonstop, right? And people eat chicken. My grandmothers go to the market and get chicken feet, like the real feet, like they're cut off.
Yeah,
they're not even disguised. They're real freaking chicken feet.
The West Indian do chicken foot soup.
Yes, Kevin. They
take their nails off and stuff.
My God, man! Humans eat anything, man. Like you ever look at a lobster? It's the most ugliest thing ever.
Yeah, the shrimp too is ugly. But that's how you know us black people know how to make something from ugly to something that's tasty.
Yeah. Oh man, I want some shrimp right now. Damn it!
Look, I can do some seafood, some lobster. I eat lobster probably once a year.
Yeah,
once a year?
Yeah, I don't got no money for no lobster like that.
So you saying we go to dinner, you're not treating Tiff? Damn, man, Carl, we're going to bring the credit cards again.
I'm not messing around with y'all. Y'all gonna be taking care of me. Y'all crazy.
You want to pick up the most expensive restaurant in all of
Brooklyn. But I'm not buying no meal.
Carl still working to pay for that. Carl still paying that credit card bill off.
I'm still paying for that fish, Tiffany.
Listen, I know you are still paying. I think that fish was like 80, 70, 80 bucks. But it was good. You can feed a family with that fish.
Next dinner is on me, all right?
Yeah.
So,
it's on you anyway. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lobster
it's my turn. We taking turns. So Tiff, you start saving your coins because 2024 is on you.
So you gonna make me sell some ass to pay for this food bill?
You're talking about West Indian people eat chicken food. isn't pig feet a delicacy?
I'm not eating no pig
you guys
feet
eat pig feet
either.
here in America? You guys eat pig feet, right?
Yeah, my
grew up
mother
on, I grew up on pig feet.
yeah, they eat pig feet, especially the New Year.
Yeah,
chitlins, pig feet.
Oh my
Man, I mean, pig feet taste good.
chitlins.
It tastes good too. You never had pig feet, Carl?
Yeah, but you know,
It's good. It tastes good. But when you realize what you're eating,
yeah,
you make a decision. As like right now, I don't eat pig feet. I don't eat chitlins. But I grew up on that stuff, and it tastes good. My mom prepared it great. My mom is, make some pig feet and chitlins for your ass. But as an adult, I'm not eating it anymore because I'm not
we
putting that
can't.
stuff
Our feet will swell up.
A what?
I said we can't eat that now. Our feet will swell up.
He said penis. Okay, he said feet. Okay. I just said our penis swell up. I was like, okay.
So Sandra Davis says, yes, island people love chicken feet. So I'm assuming Sandra is from the islands.
Yeah, that chicken foot soup with the foot coming up in the bowl. You be like, what in the
I can't do it, man. I can't do nothing. I can't look at no chicken feet in my mouth. You got to disguise it.
on it like
Kev, you can't do chicken feet, but you do pig's feet. I don't get that.
Well, I mean, I did pig's feet when I was a kid, so I probably would have ate chicken feet.
He ain't eating that now.
Yeah, I'm saying, when you're 15, 16, or 14 years old, your mom say it's pig feet for dinner and potato salad. Get your ass to the table. That's what you're gonna eat.
Like Malcolm X said, we ate that stuff because that's what the master left over. That's what they gave us. They ate the good part, and then they gave us the intestines. I remember my mom used to make the pig stomach. She used to make
that's chitlins.
The stomach, the chitlins.
That's chitlins.
That's part of chitlins.
That's what chitlins are. The pig guts. Yeah.
Yeah, they the pig gut.
Chitlins is the intestine where the poop is.
Yes, the intestines, and it stinks when they clean it.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, it stinks.
It's pig poop.
It stinks.
I'm not even gonna eat dinner tonight because of this conversation. Y'all know y'all messing up, right?
No,
Damn
I'm
it, the room appetite. I'm fasting from now on. Damn it.
All right, so for the fourth time, we out.
I got people calling me and everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra, for joining us. Like I said, we hope you come back next Sunday. G Car, thank you so much. Landon Price, thank you so much. Donna Haggard, thank you.
My sister Nikki.
Nikki, thank you so much for checking in, and all the other people on TikTok, on
all the platforms.
On all the platforms, X, formerly Twitter, all our Facebook people,
Twitch, all y'all.
We ain't been kicked off in none of them, which means we're not doing our job.
I know. All right. I wish we could go live on TikTok, but I think we will be banned from TikTok because.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try though, but
Peace and love, everybody.
All right, everybody. We love you. We love you. We love you.
See y'all next week.
Just saying that. People need to show more love. There's nothing wrong with it. People are quick to say I hate you, right? It can fly right out of their mouth. I hate you. I don't like you. I can't stand you. But to say I love you, now that's where it gets interesting.
Well, I love y'all.
I love you too.
Love you too, Tiffany. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Tell the people you love them. Because
like and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, because they're not psychic.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You be in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. I see a new future for my sisters and brothers. With Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you empathy, we won't challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Let's go.